Hi everyone, welcome to the garage. It's Sunday the 5th of April and we're into our third week of, just the end of the third week of lockdown here in Austria. And this was the weekend that I had planned to get the Rover back on the road. The weather's beautiful outside, but obviously due to circumstances beyond control, she's still here in the garage. She's pretty much ready to go except for one detail, and that is the center console. I used the extra time to actually refurbish the center console. I had another piece of carpet lying around in the garage. I don't know why I had two, because I redid it first time when I first got the car about 3.5 years ago, but I was never happy with the first attempt because I spilt some glue here and I'd always see that seeping around the edges, and this center line here wasn't in the center on the other one. That really bugged me, so I thought I'd have another go, and it seems to have worked out okay. This leather piece here, this is originally leather on the car, that was redone when the seats were done a couple of years ago, so I didn't really touch that. That was leather too, but I did recover this in vinyl. It was originally covered in vinyl. So I redid that, and this this back part here too. This I didn't do. I think this is quite difficult to get out, and I don't think we're going to be able to see it when you're in the car because that's covered by the tool tray. There we go. The famous Rover tool tray. So that's all ready to go back in the car. Right in here. So this is where obviously the center console is. Here's the gear select. Now I was having a look at this because it seems to need realigning, but I can't really get underneath it, and the shift here does have quite a bit of play in it, so maybe the joint underneath needs refurbishing. I put a new light in here. This is a replacement LED light. The original one was pretty dim. This is a lot brighter and lights up the back of the gear selector plate here, which just clips on there like that via this little tab going in there, and of course the early round gear selector knob, changed after, I believe, the A series cars, which if this one is an A series to the sort of sculpted thumb type. Okay, so I also had this off. Sorry I didn't film it, but I had this off and I could see the gearbox underneath and the inhibitor switch, which was caked in oil and crud, so I managed to clean all that off, which may improve things. But I've really got to get underneath and realign or measure the rods, because as I've explained before, sometimes it only starts in neutral and I'm not getting D1. So let's get the center console back in and sort these wires out. This is the wires for the headlights, the fog light, sorry, and the cigar lighter. That's the light for that. There's also a redundant earth wire here. Not sure what that's for. Maybe it was for the radio. And yeah, that has to go through a hole in the back of the center console, which we'll do in just a second. So as you can see, there's a hole here, and that's where the wire loom has to come through. All down there. So there we go, that's all the wires threaded through that little hole there. So next thing to do is to try and slide the console back into its proper position. Make sure the wires get pulled through as well. So that's better. All the wires are through now, and they will connect to the back of the switch plate, which we saw earlier. Now to get this thing back in, it's a bit tight on the seats and a bit tight under there. But if we push it down, it should seat itself. And we've got two screws here, which we've got to line up with. See, at the moment they're there and under there, so we've got to get those holes onto those screws. So bear with me just a minute. There's some tabs at the back here. Just hook onto there we go. Okay. So that's all seated correctly onto the bolts here. 1 and 2. And right, let's get these connected. So I took a quick picture on my phone before I took it apart, which shows me which connection goes where, which is very handy because this was quite a few weeks ago and I've forgotten. So that was a good idea. Now this black one here also goes onto the back of the cigarette lighter, and these two go on here. Let's see, that goes above that. That's it. This one goes on here. And this one on here, like that. That's the way. A little earth can go on here. Not sure what that was for, maybe for radio. Oh, this car doesn't have a radio. So, lights, cigarette lighter, heated rear backlight, earth. So we've got this leather piece here. It's quite a tight fit once you get everything back in. No, that's not right, is it? Okay, so I see how this fits in now. These two tabs here fit into this, or onto this rail. So I need to get the wires in and position it upwards and feed it down. There we go, that's it. That's in good and secure now. Good. Now I need to get this little chap in. And you flip, they've come out. There you go. Like so. And finally, this also has locating tabs here, sort of covered in a nice sort of velvet stuff. Okay, so they hook underneath here. And like that. Push up. And locate down. Is that in? No, that's not in. Again, very tight refitting this. It's in. It's in both sides. It just, yeah. There we go. She's in. Okay. There is a little screw just here. Goes there, that's good. And then the gear selector plate. Did it just come out? Yeah, it just came out. I think maybe I'm going to try another screw in there, because I don't think that's long enough. The problem is when this was recovered, the leather is quite thick here, and this screw is too short to fit through. Let's try a bigger one. That's it. That's gone in now. That's pushed it down. As you can see, that's not coming out. That's good. So that will help, because this will clip better to there. Actually doesn't clip at all. Oh, I see. Our little gear knob back on the top. So there we go. And of course the puzzle isn't complete, or the picture isn't complete without there. So there we go. That's one refurbished center console for the second time. Looks pretty good. Well, to be fair, it didn't look too bad in the first place, but it looks better now. So I'll say thanks for watching, and there'll be more soon.